for Monday night. Now everyone watches this primetime show.
Okay, welcome everybody to the 1992 season of Daniel Hand High School football, brought to you by Madison Cable Television. It's a beautiful night here in East Lyme, Connecticut, against the East Lyme Vikings, and I'm Frank Tordoff to do play-by-play. Jerry Johnson's next to me. Good afternoon, Jerry.
Hi, Frank. It's good to be here. The last time I saw you, we were together on Thanksgiving over in Guilford.
You betcha. That's right.
I was talking to Steve Filippone, coach of the Tigers, at a practice a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that he felt the off-season just flew by, and that's what happens when you end the season on a losing note. Hand ended the season with a very respectable record of 6-5. However, Hand has such a strong winning tradition that 6-5 is not the type of winning season that they're used to, and it's not the type of season that they want to have this year. East Lyme ended up their season with a 6-5 record also. They're in an extremely competitive league. I spoke with Coach Filippone this morning. Of their 5 losses, 1 was to Hand, 3 were to state championship teams, and then 1 other loss. So they're a much better team than most realize. So the Tigers have their jobs cut out for them today, Frank.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a good day for us to see what both teams are made out of for the first game of the season. And you're right, losing on a note on Thanksgiving Day was something very rarely done by Daniel Hand. Let's see what's going to happen this year. Okay, the captains are on the field. The Vikings are going to be kicking to Hand. They're going to be going. The Vikings kicking from the left to our right. Hand will be receiving. It's going to be an exciting game. We've got bands on both sides of the field and cheerleaders, and it's going to be very highly spirited, I think. Okay, here we go. The players are coming on the field now to line up for the opening kickoff, and as we get going to that, I'd like to also welcome on the camera staff here is Lynch filling in and doing a marvelous job as she always does, and we'll look forward to all during the rest of the game. Now, let's get things going and set up on an offensive standpoint, Jerry.
Well, Frank, Hand is going to receive the ball, so they're going to start off on offense. On Monday, Derek Dene had a collapsed lung, which I don't believe had anything to do with football. So the coaches had to scramble to fill in the tight end offensively and defensive end spots. Mike Richards is going to take Derek's place at tight end. Also on the offensive line, there have been so many changes because of some injuries during preseason that in each scrimmage they've had different personnel on the line, and that's going to create some timing problems on the line because they really haven't practiced together and haven't gotten some good movement together. So what Hand's going to do offensively is they're going to try to open up some holes, run the ball, and that'll open up the passing game as well.
Okay, very good. And we're sorry to hear about Derek and knowing about Derek. And here's the kickoff, a very, very short kickoff to about the 35, picked up by Hand, and immediately dropped about the 38-yard line right there. So to start off with, we really didn't get to see much because that was such a pop-up, if you will, from the kicker up there. All right, good field position right now, Sheriff.
And you know, those short kicks can be very, very dangerous, Frank, because they're difficult to handle. You've got the defensive men right in your face, and on an opening game, there are a lot of things that can happen. There are a lot of mistakes that can happen because you haven't been playing all season. So what Hand has to do is keep those mistakes down, do a dull roar, and that was a good job by the receiver that time holding onto the ball.
That's right. Usually the receiver is not your primary receiver, so it's tough on him. Opening butterflies on the stomach there, and that Gentile. Sets, he's underneath the snapper. Hand in motion. Goes, hands off. Hand takes 3 or 4 yards on the gain on that as we're looking out there.
Well, that's not a bad start for your opening play. What you have on the defensive line for East Lyme is you've got a good, solid, sizable, rangy defensive line. They're averaging about 240 as well as the offensive line. Your 2 backs that are going to be doing most of the work tonight are going to be Scott Kompowski and Chris Torres. Mike Burrell and Greg DeConcilius are going to see a lot of work as well.
Okay, here we go. Ready for play number 2. As it's about second and about 6. With say, Matt, ready. Takes, fumble on the snap. see who recovered that. We could see it as soon as the hike came back, which is also understandable with the quarterback and our snapper being really relatively new and still getting together on that, and did recover the fumble.
That's exactly right, Frank. What you have is two things. You have your first game, and you also have personnel that aren't used to working together. So Hand was very fortunate to recover the fumble just then.
Absolutely. Okay, that was dodging a little bit of a bullet right now. So now it's third and about the 6 that we talked about. Man in motion. Matt is spreading. He's coming on the run. Passes over to Deshaun Lynch. No good.
That was nice blocking on the corner by Chris Torres and Mike Burrell, which gave Matt Gentile an opportunity to set up and throw the ball. If they can seal off the corner and give Matt some time, Matt's been back there for a couple of years now. He's more seasoned. He's more experienced. He's going to take his time. If you can give him time, he's going to burn you because he's got a good arm.
Indeed, indeed. That was coming to his offside as well. So I think they, for the first pass of the game, I don't think there's too much to be ashamed of as far as that goes. They'll get it together. There we go. Going to do a punt for Hand on the first series. The punt goes. It's a line drive type punt. Taking a hand bounce. Going down inside the 25, inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. And Hand downs it back there.
Frank, what we're going to see offensively from East Lyme is a run-and-shoot offense. What they try to do is they'll run with a single setback. Their single setback is Sean, number 37. He's 6'1", a little over 200 pounds, and he's a speedster. He's on the track team, and he can really burn you on the corners. And also, the quarterback, number 1, has got tremendous speed. He's a defensive back, and he's also on the track team. And what they want to do is spread the defense out.
Okay, and that's exactly what we're seeing back there. The quarterback is getting underneath the snapper. One-man set back, man in motion. They're going to the offside from the motion, and the quarterback keeps the ball. Moves for about a 4 or 5 yard gain, maybe 6 yard gain on that.
Now, Frank, that's what Steve Filippone is worried about. Coach Filippone is worried that number 1, with his speed, is going to try to get the corner, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense because it's going to force the defense out of their normal 4-4 defense. 4-4 defense is 4 linemen up front and 4 linebackers. What they have to do is spread out to cover that offensive formation that's spread out. So the offensive alignment is spreading out that defense, allowing these quick backs to get some running room.
And that is what we're getting. Okay, play number 2, about 5 yards to go on second down. Pitch is to their right. Out comes the, as you said, number 37, hitting it hard, but he goes nowhere. Actually, probably a loss of about a down on the play. A yard on the play.
Well, Tim Cunningham that time got some good penetration. He lost his feet, but he forced it back inside, and that's what you want to do, is force it back inside, into the trash, where you have your other linebackers and quarterbacks coming up.
Yeah, that's absolutely the way Timmy did. He did a great job. He's a seasoned player, too. It's good to have him out there because, again, we do know that there's a number of very young players out there that are getting some of their first varsity real time here. Okay, play number 3. Coming to the right. Quarterback passes short, and it's almost intercepted, but there's a flag down on the play. Flag came from the backside.
That was excellent coverage by Matt Gentile. He had his eyes on the receiver as well as the quarterback. He cut right in front of the receiver at the right time, and if he just held on the ball, it would have been an interception.
Absolutely. He got it in his hands, probably a little bit of slippery hands right now for the start of the ball game this season, and did not see what the penalty was.
It was against East Lyme and declined.
Yeah. Okay. Illegal receiver downfield. Okay, well, that's a...
They've got so many down receivers, you can't keep track of them, Frank.
Well, they're trying to put more than they should have anyway out there, apparently. That's again. Vikings have a little opening of the season jitters, too, so now there's going to be a punt. Wow, this all-purpose player is out there, McFadden, Sean McFadden, who we've already seen on offense and defense. He's doing the punting chores, and it's a beautiful punt. Coming down someplace around the... Ooh. He got... Timmy Cunningham took that ball down and got immediately hit.
Well, you know, Tim was looking to the ref because the defender has to give the receiver time to catch the ball. If he's too much in the receiver's face, that's a penalty. And Tim felt that he was on top of him a little bit too quick.
And I think it's a good thing to alert the referee, too, right now, because it probably was. It was awful close timing on that. But it's a beautiful punt. Came down from about the 15 to so about a 35-yard punt on site. Excuse me on that. Okay, here we go. And the second series. Matt Gentile, ready to take the snap, and he does. Pitches out to Gumkowski. Gumkowski got a beautiful hole out there, and he moves forward for about 4 yards. The hand band is cranking up over there and picking up the emotion from a nice little run. Good pitch out on that side, Jerry.
That was a good start. They picked up about 4 yards. What Hand needs to do is start moving the ball a little bit, and that'll give them the momentum early on in the game.
Not be too predictable, hopefully. Okay, Sean Lynch split out here far to the left. And takes the ball, hands inside to Dorez. Dorez gets a beautiful run for first down, and he crosses the 40 up into about 38-yard line of the ball.
Now, that's the way to start off this second series, Frank. Chris Dorez, who's a good, tough back, hits the hole real fast. Credit goes to the offensive line that time. What they did is they opened up a big hole. Chris was right through the hole, picked up a good 10 yards or so.
That was indeed a good run on Chris's side. He goes off and spelled, and here we go. First down in the second series here. That's getting ready to pass. He's got an open player, and it's a completed pass.
And you see, that's what we were talking about earlier, Frank. When you get your running game going, and I know this sounds cliche, but when you get your running game going, it's going to open up the passing game, because what you're going to do is you're going to draw your defenders in for the run, and it opens up for the pass. That time, again, they sealed off the corner. It gave Matt time, and Hevesy was wide open.
Works at all levels, doesn't it? Whether it's the pros or college or high school. Mix the game up and have some balance out there. And that's what we're seeing. First down and all over again. Here we go. Hand is starting to threaten. Another pass. Was it completed?
They're saying it was incomplete, that he trapped the ball. He was open. The ball was thrown just a little bit low, but I think that Matt was a little bit worried of an interception because there were 3 defenders right there.
It was threading a needle a little bit out there, and better to be safe than sorry. Better to be safe than sorry on that. There, we second down and 10 from about the 24-yard line of the Vikings. Hand gets ready again. Hand now goes again to the left side of Gumkowski with a pitch out. Gumkowski, a real tough runner. He got about 5-6 yards on that, it looks like. A couple of missed tackles on the Viking side there.
And that's a play that we've seen so often. That's a toss right where the tackle kicks out and Scott runs right in off the tackle's block. That time there was another good hole. So what Hand traditionally has done well, they're starting to do well tonight.
That's right, and you've got some good agile linemen out there that even though there's a lot of youth out there, it looks like they've got the discipline down and they're hitting on all fours.
I think what happened that time is number 90 wasn't set before the ball was snapped. You have to be set for a full count before the ball is snapped. So I think that's going to be illegal procedure against Hand.
Well, we certainly hope not, but...
and I'm wrong again because they're stepping it off against these live.
Must have been a line-up thrown on that side.
What do I know, Frank?
I think number 90 did a good job on that one. He must have drawn somebody. Lynn Richards is saying, don't malign the camera person. Son, number 90.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay, Hand got the advantage of the penalty. 5 yards forward, first down. And okay, we've got a nice run going by Scotty Gumkowski, and he's brought down with an arm tackle, 5-yard line. So Hand's got about 2 yards to go. They can still get a first down.
Excellent blocking on the corner that time, Frank. And Scott is a tough runner. He saw a lot of injuries last year, which hampered his ability to pick up the yardage that he's capable of picking up. He's healthy tonight. He and Chris are going to do the line share running, and he's a tough runner.
Okay, we also have Greg DeConcilius in there now in fullback position, giving a little break to Chris Dorez. Let's see what's going to take up. Okay, there we go again with Scotty Gumkowski. Crosses the plane. Matt Gentile signal himself. Let's see if everybody else is. Nope, the referees aren't giving it to Hand yet. It's got to be right belly breathing on the chalk mark there.
What that was a lead play off tackle where Greg DeConcilius led the play, and Scott fouled him in, and they got it right down to the inch mark.
Just about. I mean, it's probably, the nose has got to be sitting right on that chalk. Somebody taking a timeout on the field.
Well, they want to think about this a little bit because this is a very, very important play. First and goal. I'm sorry, second and goal, isn't it?
Second, no, it's inside, so they get first and goal again.
First and goal.
About 3 inches to go. I don't think they could put the down marker any closer to that pylon over there. So the Vikings are taking time out to try to see. The obvious play would be a QB sneak right up the center on this, and Matt has the size for that.
And the real key, Frank, is no mistakes. When you're down here, inches for the touchdown, this is what's going to set the tone and set the momentum for the rest of the game. And can't afford to make a mistake. What they've got to do is score now.
Got to score now. Got to get a good blast off the line by the offensive line players. And like you say, the timing has to be perfect. They don't want to make any mistakes here because they've got 4 chances to drive it in from here. So let's see how they're able to do that. Timeout still in the field. Hand is ready to go. Hand is pumped. The defensive line isn't quite ready out there from the Vikings standpoint. They are standing in their end zone, and they will line up in their end zone because that ball is so close. Okay, getting ready. Matt is getting up there, ready to go. Under center, ready for the count. Counts it off. Everybody's set. Penalty. Okay, kind of understandable. We might see that. Let's see who it is on. Referees confer. Offside.
Well, that'll give him about a millimeter.
You know the old thing that you used to have in mathematics, how close you get to 0 or something when you're moving half the distance all the time? Well, that was just about not worth the blowing of the whistle.
Well, that really doesn't hurt East Lyme at all, Frank, because the nose has been touching the goal line.
Absolutely. And one more whisk is not going to do anything one way or the other. Okay, ready to go again after that false start. The snap. Goes in the center.
That's a touchdown.
Yes, sir. Plenty of blow-off on the line on that.
And that was a captain handing off to another captain, Chris Torres and Matt Gentile. You know, Matt Gentile and Chris Torres both are true leaders on the field, and that's what coaches want to have from captains on the field. They really want player coaches on the field, guys that are going to lead by example and motivate the team. That time, both captains had a hand in the touchdown.
Well, that's a good call on that all the way. And if I was to choose the man, I would have given Chris too, I think, on that. Okay, now we have Sean Lynch getting ready to kick. And he is a good kicker. He's got a good history. He's had a lot of experience. Puts the first one up and throw it goes. So Sean Lynch puts it through for the extra point. Hands ahead, 7-0 with 5:21 left on the scoreboard.
And that's the way to start off your 1992 season.
We'll take that all the time.
Winning and undefeated right now.
That's neat. That was a good series all the way. Mixing the plays. Probably 2 runs for every pass, but it was enough pass to get ahead. They took that pass, I think, on the second series on the first down.
It was a lot of basics, and that's what we're going to see is a lot of basics. We're going to see Matt putting up in the air. We're going to see Scott and Chris running the ball. And we're also going to see Mike Burrill and Greg DeConcilius running the ball as well, because all 4 backs had a very good preseason.
Now, what we're going to end up with here is an awful lot of excitement all the way. And as we were talking, though, before the game gets started here, and we were just kind of getting our heads together, you were pointing out the size of the Viking line is quite large. They outsize the hand team by, what do you say?
Well, they average about 240, but size isn't the game of football. It helps, but where the winning attitude comes from, it comes from the heart. And the Hand Tigers, they've got the tradition, they've got the coaching, they've got the heart, so they're going to put it together tonight.
That's just where it comes from. And as you say, sizes and everything, quickness has a lot to do with it, the thought process that goes on, the discipline to stay with the count all the way. And gets ready, Sean Lynch, ready to go. Everybody turns, and here we go with the kickoff. It's a grounder. Going out there to one of the up men. Gets a good run back. He picked it up in the 25 and carries it up to 37, I would say.
Yeah, what they want to do is keep the ball away from the speed of East Lyme. That time their QB, who was also a sprinter on the track team, was deep. So that was an effective kickoff. It kept it inside the 40. One comment to make, I was talking with Coach Filippone at practice, and he was saying that this is one of the quicker hand teams he's seen, one of the quicker and stronger teams. He had difficulty keeping up with them in practice, and they're going to need that quickness right now to contain this very explosive offense of East Lyme.
Okay, and let's see what's going on. We got another flag on the field. I think I saw movement on the offensive side, but I'm not sure.
East Lyme seems happy about it.
Yep, so therefore it's offside from a hand standpoint. All right, well, there's 3 penalties on the Viking side, 1 on the hand side. So move the ball ahead 5 yards, and now it's 1st and 5 from about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line perhaps.
Now, with a 1st and 5, you may see them really open it up with this run and shoot, and they might go deep because they've got a couple more downs to get the 1st down.
They have indeed, and you've seen that they've got right now 2 flankers spread left and right, man in motion. They're coming right up the center. How do you like that one?
That's why I'm up here and the coaches are down there. But they did give it to their big stud running back, and Hand stuffed the hole very nicely.
Stayed right at home, didn't they? They didn't take to the spread. They let the linebackers moved out with the spread, but the inside linebackers and the 4 front men just stayed right where they were, and were able to keep that to about a 2.5, 3-yard gain. However, now it's 2nd down and about 2 yards to go, 1.5 yards, something to that degree. Ready, set, and hike. There we go. Pass again, same man. And he's awful close to 1st down. Probably got it, but may take a measure. You're right, they're going to wear those guys out, it seems like. Hope they're very well conditioned from that standpoint. 1st down.
Well, he didn't get it by much, and I think what was very good about the defensive play that time is you had a lot of team tackling. You had good, solid hits on line of scrimmage, and it wasn't just one man making the tackle. You had 4 or 5 defenders in there, and that's what they've got to do tonight to contain East Lyme is gang tackle.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and you're right. They did go to the ball very well in the front line. Here we start again. Now it's going, running to the left. The quarterback taking his option, almost tackling. He is thrown for a loss. About 5 yards. He couldn't seem to make his mind up what he wanted to do. There was great penetration inside on that.
Yes, you did. You had some good penetration by Tom Malik. Tom Malik is only a sophomore, and really he's the one that slowed up the quarterback to allow the other defenders to get in and make the hit.
Quarterback was running to the side like that, and he all of a sudden looks up and sees a white jersey sitting right in front of him. That had to make him stand up and take notice a little bit. Now they're getting ready. It's thrown back for about a 4.5, 5-yard loss. It's 2nd down at 14. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve now. They're keeping everything tight. All their receivers are in tight. Almost a 2 tight end type of look to it. Now the quarterback keeps it again. First tackle goes, not quite makes it, slows him down. And probably about a 5-yard gain on that.
Good initial hit by Chris Torres. He wasn't able to wrap him up and stop him, but he gave a good initial hit by Chris Torres, which allowed 82 to come up and make the hit.
Yeah.
Who is 82 for the Tigers, Frank?
Well, according to this roster, there is no 82. He's a phantom, but we're kind of assuming that it might be Peter McGrath.
Well, good job by the mystery 82 stopping the QB.
We'll see if at halftime we can get some of these little mysteries straightened out, because I noticed a 57 out there, and we don't have a 57 on our roster either. So a little bit of adjusting has to be done here in this 1st game of the season. Okay, quarterback looking pass. Good rush on him. It was a slight screen on that, but no gain, but maybe a yard. That didn't fool anybody. The linebackers staying very closely was 37, almost like a man.
That was a great job, because now that brings up a 4th, and they're going to have to punt the ball away, and Hand's going to get another opportunity to score.
Yes, sir. 4th down. Great defense right then on Hand's part. They had good pressure on the quarterback on the pass. Man was right on his shoestrings at that point, too, so he wasn't going to go anywhere. All right, ready for the 2nd punt of the game. The last punt, Sean McFadden did a good job. He's back there again. Ready
No mistakes, no mistakes.
Very low hike, picked up by Hand.
He's got the corner,
Ready to go, and it's Mystery 82. Nice run back of about 15, 20 yards, pretty not nearly.
Who is that masked man?
Folks, this is the fun of being up here in a volunteer status. I don't think Al Michaels and team would end up this way, but who knows? We don't know whether they're calling the right names and numbers either, do we, huh? They make it sound that way. All right, Hand, pumped up, ready to go. Good run back. Standing here on the 47, 1st down. John Lynch, spread here to the left. Wide, not much room. Pass it. Oh, it's a keeper. Keeper by Matt. Very, very interesting play.
What he did is he faked a Chris Torres off tackle, and then he just fouled Chris.
Chris took it through and did carry a couple people with him, left a bigger hole. That's great.
And he picked up a good 6 yards.
All right, hand band pumps up. You can see the flash across the field as the band starts moving for hand. Pumping up the young men out there. Matt passes wide out there to Burrell. Burrell looking for the corner, not quite getting it, but he does have a couple positive yards.
That was a great job by Mike Burrell. The defensive end had tremendous penetration, put an arm tackle on him, but Mike's a tough kid. He was able to shake the tackle and pick up a couple yards.
Yeah, he was able to win those Jerry $2. Yeah, I hope it was worth it.
Well, I'll collect. I need every penny I can get.
Hey, go to the field. Look, we've got a whistles on the field. And that's the end of the first quarter. Well, how about that? I didn't even believe that was the end of the quarter. Lost total time.
Goes by fast when you're having fun, Frank.
Sure does.
And I think right now, Han is having some fun. They're moving the ball. They're back to basics. They're doing exactly what Coach Filippone's game plan is, which is to move the ball, mix it up with some passing, and mix it up with some high percentage passing.
Well, I'm very, very excited to see the mixture on the line now. As you said, the line, both offense and defense haven't had that much time together between a few injuries and moving personnel around. But it's really neat to be able to have a situation where you get some real senior veterans on there, like young Mr. Donnelly, and he's in there, and Gumkowski's out there. You've got Zima.
And you know what the real key is? You know, you're as strong as your weakest link. You've got some key players out, and you've got some younger guys filling in, and they're doing the job.
Yeah, when you're able to put in a little bit of new blood with the veterans on each side of them, able to hold him up and help him out while he gets seasoned, that's almost a perfect situation you can have. And these young men that are out there for the young sophomores for hand have a lot of good size themselves, which is always something that hand always sees them a little bit undersized. And right now, you're able to come out of that hole looking real good. Okay, ready to go. Second quarter, third down. 2, 3, 4. Chris goes out there for about an 8-yard gain.
Well, the offensive line is getting off the ball, and they're getting their pads underneath the east line players' pads, and they're driving them down the field.
Doing a nice job. All right, getting the signals come in from the sideline. Whistle for the time to start. It's underway, and as we come out of the into the second period here, Hand is ready for their second series on this round. First down, 10 to go from the 38-yard line of the Vikings. Pitch out wide to Gumkowski. He carries it for another 5 yards.
That was a toss left. It was a good job again by Gumkowski. Again, they had penetration as they did with Pete Burrell running the ball on a toss right. They had penetration to the left. What they've got to do, if those ends are going to be crashing like that, what they're going to have to do is really kick that end out so he doesn't make the penetration so that it's not forcing the back deep.
Well, unless they just do what they did then. Actually, Scotty cut inside him because he went too far in as he's supposed to take, 3 steps in and turn and try to keep everybody inside him. He must have come in 5 yards almost. Really overran the position, which may be a learning process on his part. Okay, another one. Here we go. Again, same side. Not quite the penetration that time.
But still, it was good, solid running by Scott, and he picked up a couple more yards, and it's only going to be about 3rd and 2.
That's right. Yeah, he did an admirable job on getting by him that time. But at that time, the defensive end did only go about the 3 steps and turn and got the shirt sleeves of Scotty. 3rd and 4. I think that's kind of a skinny set out there.
I think he had a little more forward progress in that, Frank.
I really do. I think that set is not good.
We'll have to talk to them at halftime.
Yeah, right. Okay. Now, as you might expect in the first game of the season, we're getting quite a few flags out there. Starting to work both sides. Outside on the Tigers, going to push him back by 5. Be 3rd and about 8.
Well, that's going to change the scheme of the play. 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 4 is a lot different than 3rd and 8 or 9.
All right, what do you think that Coach will be pulling?
Well, I think what I think he'll do is have a sprint out to the right and possibly give Matt Gentile the opportunity to run or pass.
Okay, you got Scotty Hevesy, good receiver coming out of here. You got Sean Lynch, who I think had the most touchdowns last year for a receiver on his junior year. So the power is over here on the right, as you say, giving them most of the field to work with. Matt gets under the ball, moves, sure enough, comes, rolls to the right.
He's open, he's got it.
He takes the throw. He's
going. If
he can push a little bit. How about that?
Good job. Well, we call it sprint out to the right. You had two receivers to the near side, and that was a great job by Sean Lynch because he picked up that ball in some traffic.
He picked it up in traffic. It was threaded right on his numbers, so both sides, the pass and the receiver, were in good shape on it.
And also give the line some credit because they, granted it was a sprint out pass, but they gave Matt Gentile some time to throw the ball.
That's right. The tailback and fullback, they come through on that as well, and kept people off of Matt. Gave him the time he needed for everybody to start to open it up. And here's Sean now. He's got one point after already. He's got a touchdown on his belt. Let's see what he does this time. He's up, and it's good.
Well, I think it's not only the coaches that were waiting all off-season to play this game. I think the players have been waiting all off-season to play this game too, Frank.
It certainly seems that way. Okay, Daniel Hand now takes it 14-0. Madison Cable TV is really excited to be here again this year for everybody. Hope everybody enjoys it at home as well. It's certainly fun from our standpoint, working up here in the booth. Certainly not as cold as it was Thanksgiving, but we'll take it any way we can get it.
And you know, that's a good point, Frank. Hand football traditionally has been a family affair. Joe Malik, for a couple of years, was equipment manager for the youth team and helped out coaching his son. Everybody in the community seems to pitch in, and that's all part of the tradition, is getting the community involved. When you have the community involved and the community supporting your team, the team is successful.
Absolutely, and that goes everywhere, by the way, too. We want to have people that listen to this program get interested in maybe coming out in other years and volunteer their services, and not just the football. The
exactly.
Whole sports program. Now, I was just thinking as I was reading the sports page this week of the Shoreline Times of all the young people that are active in all the sports. It's really exciting, and I came up with, between bands and cross-country teams and soccer, I bet close to 400 students at Daniel Hand High School are active in this fall semester. All right, here we go, ready for the kickoff after the excellent pass received. Sean Lynch kicks it off. He gets a beautiful kick. It's going down to the 15, 12-yard line, picked up by.
He's a speedster, look out.
Keep him inside.
He's got the corner.
Okay, let's see if Sean can get him. The kick is left, and they catch up with him on the Daniel Hand 40-yard line.
Now, Sean Lynch was doing exactly what he's supposed to. He's the safety man. After he kicks the ball, he sits back, and he waits, and if anything comes through, then he comes up, and only then will he come up and make the hit. And he did the good job as being the safety man. And this is what they're going to have to do. The defense is going to have to contain this fast run-and-shoot offense. We haven't seen much from number 37 yet, Frank. And what they've got to do is contain him, because he can burn you as well as the quarterback number one. That time we saw an example of what kind of speed he does have.
He does have, and the Hand players on the kickoff team also collapsed a little bit too early, didn't stay on the outside. But that's sort of the learning process also. Here we go. The Vikings with the ball, number 37, McFadden. And he stopped right there, just maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards gain.
He is not getting off the ball, Frank. He looks very, very slow. The scouting report was that he was a speedster, and I don't know if he's injured or what, but he's not getting off the ball tonight.
That's exactly it. It's almost as if he doesn't hear the play coming down, the count of the quarterback, if you will. But he seems to be maybe a step or two slow. If you were putting a clock on him compared to, let's say, Chris Doran, I think you'd find a significant difference on that. All right, play number 2, 9 yards to go. Daniel Hand, 38-yard line. 39, 38, yes. Okay, the fake. Roll to the left. Daniel Hand is in on the quarterback. And they throw him for about maybe a yard loss on that.
What that was an option, Frank, where the quarterback can either pitch to the trailing back, which was number 31 that time, or keep it himself. He elected to keep it himself, and that was a tribute to the Hand defense that really strung out the play that time.
They did string it out very, very well, and then when they saw that they had him stringing, they started to collapse in on him and did a great job on that. Okay, Matt Gentile's leaving the field.
The real key is not to lose contain. On the kickoff, number one was able to get outside because the defense drew inside and he scooted outside, defense losing contain. If they can keep contained and keep them bottled up, they're going to really do a number on East Lyme.
Okay, East Lyme's going for a pass. You can tell that. Oh, they just did a shovel pass into the middle. The number 3. Nope, that was a different call.
That was sort of a funky middle screen where they allow the defensive lineman to come in and rush the passer, and then he dumps it off to the end inside.
That sure didn't go very far. It's 4th down and a good 7 yards to go. It's another punting situation. They'll be punting from someplace around the down 45. So the way they've been punting, that should carry it down around if they go, but probably won't. They're probably just going to go and try to push hand down a little bit further. Well, they're going for the 1st down is what they're going to try to do by the way they're setting up. They're spreading wide to the right, medium left, if you will. Looking like they're going to try to punch it right up the middle. Nope, they're going to do the quarterback rush and turn in wide. And
he sees a seam. He's got a 1st down.
Got the 1st down. He breaks the tackle, and he's finally taken down.
Frank, what he has is tremendous acceleration. He can really put it into gear very, very fast. That time he saw a seam and he popped through it. And that's what's very difficult about a quarterback, because if you come up on him, he's going to drop the ball off, and if you lay back and he has the speed that he has, he can burn you around the corner.
That's right. The hand had to cover the receivers going out wide and everything, so basically he had free reign there for a while to see what he could do while the line held.
He's the type of kid that can give the coaches nightmares.
1st down and 10 from the 20. Spreading very, very wide to the left. There's the Vikings. Quarterback's ready. He sets and takes the handoff. He's looking fast.
Good pressure.
The quarterback was clobbered right as he released it, but it wasn't.
Well, what they had was two offensive receivers in the same zone, and number 31 was able to get behind the defensive back. He was hit just as he released the ball. And I didn't think the ball was going to get there because it was a good rush by the defensive line, but it was good for a touchdown.
Yeah, the pass really had a little bit more on it, which is kind of interesting from the standpoint. You could tell he was rushing to get it off. I thought it was going to be more of a dying quail type pass, but it got down there. He gave it a good 20, 25 yards, well, 25 yards anyway with the pass. And he did. He got right to the numbers of the receiver. Almost an interception type ball, but...
Quail pass or a bush pass? That was a little political humor on MCTV.
Very, very little.
Very little.
Maybe being a public television, we're not supposed to be political. Who knows? Okay, 1 for 2. And he's thrown out of bounds. Did not work. They were going for 2 points. Either they didn't have confidence in their kicking game.
And you know, Frank, those are a big 2 points. That was a great job by the defense to string it out and force it out of bounds, because now 14-6, they're going to need another score.
They certainly are. It's just under 7 minutes, 6:59, 2nd period. East Lyme. The East Lyme Vikings just scored their 1st touchdown of the game to make it 14-6. They missed on the 2-point conversion. For those of you who missed the earlier part of the game, Hand has been doing a real nice job moving the ball and been able to contain pretty much the Vikings into 3 and punt. Except for that time right there, they went on the 4th down with a quarterback option. He took the option and ran to get the 1st down. And now Hand is still up. Plenty of time. Let's see what's going to transpire at this point. Let's see.
Well, Hand won't deviate from the game plan. Their offensive game plan is working. They were a little bit afraid of what East Lyme was going to do offensively because of the speed by the quarterback, but offensively it's working, and I don't think they'll deviate from it at all.
Well, they might as well stay with it because it is working on the timing issues. Okay, the punt, another very, very shallow kickoff. Excuse me. DeCasilius drops it, but Chris Torres picks it up. He gets 5. He gets about a 6-yard run back. All right, good pickup. Greg just took his eyes off it. It looked like one of those. He started to run before he secured it. And
again, with a short kick, it doesn't give you an awful lot of time, also at night, to be able to get your perception relative to where the ball is. So it's very, very difficult to pick up that short kick.
It really is, but it gives good field position for Daniel Hand now on about the 35-yard line. Getting ready. Sean Left goes wide left. Scott Hevesy is middle left. And showing, Matt had took the option to go in, but the linebacker came in to take him, and about a no-gainer on that.
I think that was a designed sprint-out run by the quarterback. I don't think there was any intention of passing the ball that time, Frank.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably exactly true. All right, so second down, and now 9.5 yards to go. Time is ticking down in the second period, 6 minutes, thereabouts. Rolling pass is coming out to Sean out on his side, and Sean has run out of bounds.
And that's going to be a first down.
Sure, he got his first down on that.
That's a very difficult play to defend against sprint out, and the ball was thrown right where it should be.
Shows some good maturity on Matt's part. You're right. Sean also stayed in stride. He came upfield a little bit and then went to the outside to give himself some protection, and then he turned it up and got himself 5 to 7 yards on that carry. Okay, Daniel Hand, first down from about the 48-yard line. Looking, pitch out wide to Scott Gumkowski, makes the turn, comes up, and it looks like a first down. It looks just like a first down out there for Scotty Gumkowski.
Boy, that was great blocking on the corner. I think that was number 56, Annie Drennan, that sealed it off, and number 68, Joel Donnelly, that kicked out, creating the seam. Excellent, excellent blocking.
Really good to see Joel in there, too, because he had a finger injury earlier during the preseason here, and he was able to make it back just in time.
That's right, Joel Donnelly, and also Mike Anderson is back.
Mike Anderson, that's right. Okay, glad to have these young fellows back. Mike Anderson's a good-sized boy as a sophomore, also 5'10", 225, according to the program here. And that's, as a sophomore, he's got maturing to do, obviously, but he's got the opportunity to put in a lot of game time. Well, the spot again was not in Madison's benefit. It's about the 9 3/4 mark up there.
Looks like Chris Torres is the lone setback. What do you think they're going to do, Frank?
Gee, I don't know. What in the world? I mean, when you look at the position of the football on the field, it looks like a first down. If you look at the way they marked it, they didn't give us the first down. Well, home field advantage, perhaps.
Either Chris or Matt's going to carry the ball.
There it goes to Chris, and he breaks through. He's got it. And not only that, but he's got himself about 8 more.
What I love about Chris's running is he really punishes the defense when he runs. He puts his shoulder down, and you can really hear the pops out there.
He runs very heavy. It's an amazing thing, and fast. To have a combination of the speed that he's able to generate in a quick couple of steps, and even when he stopped, if he stopped and shakes loose, he takes another quick couple of steps. But he's a very punishing runner out there. Okay, Daniel Hand, Scott Hevesy. Yeah, Scott goes wide to the left, and Sean is wide to the right. We're rolling out. We got a pass coming in again, a low pass.
Well, Hevesy was open, but the ball was tipped by one of the linebackers.
Yeah, stayed alive on that. He had to loft it a little bit to get there, but that might have been a little bit too slow.
Yeah, it's too bad because Hevesy was wide open, Frank. There was no one around him.
Wide open. Okay, here we go. Second and 10 from about the 35-yard line of the Vikings. Daniel Hand ready. We have Dean Casilius back in there, and we've got Burrell. He takes the pitch out, ducks inside.
He's got some running room.
Yep, ducks inside. He's got himself a first down, and he's finally dragged down out there by the cornerback. We had again, the tight end came in too far.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's not closing down the field. He's running straight in, making a lot of penetration, but he's really forcing himself out of the play because all you have to do is cut inside him and it's wide open.
And that's what we're seeing out there. I said tight end. Of course, you know I meant defensive end. Okay, Daniel Hand, another first down from 25-yard line, 25 and 10 towards the 15. Here we go. Matt, ready. Everybody set. Go. Hands back, penetration on the part of the linebacker. Throwing hand for about a yard loss.
They set up in the same formation, Frank, that they scored the touchdown on, with Hevesy and Sean Lynch to the near side, and I think that they were a decoy to run offside on the left side of the offensive line.
Didn't work.
Looking for a big hole, and what stopped it was, as you said, the penetration.
Penetration was indeed exact. Okay, now second down and 11 yards, just shy 11 yards. And Matt coming to the right, looking pass, goes Sean through his hand. Through his hand. Well, too bad, Sean. It's okay. Third down and about 11 will be coming up here. So that's okay. Hand is trying to change things up, shake things up a little bit on their side, and with a lead, they have a little bit of time they can try that stuff under real game conditions here. All right, 4 minutes, 23 seconds left here in East Lyme. Matt takes it, looking pass again on third down, passes hard. He's got a man. Did he make it?
It's going to be very, very close, but you're in 4-down territory down there, because that brings it down to the 15-yard line, Frank. And if it's not a first down, it looks like they're shy by. Look at the spot again. Looks like they're shy by about a yard.
It sure does. Oh, that was Timmy Cunningham catching that. He's a big, strong boy. Really good to see that. Catch that ball beautifully when he fell forward. Didn't quite get it. I think we get cut a couple of feet on that spot again. I really do.
Timeout, Hand.
Timeout with Daniel Hand. And we'll take a timeout right now, too, Lynn. Okay. Daniel Hand going for it. Fourth down. 1 yard to go. Hands off to Chris Torres, and he may go all the way in, almost.
So far, what we've been seeing tonight, Frank, is that offensive line getting off the ball and really getting a good drive. That time, Chris Torres took it off tackle and just bounced it right outside. Chris hits the hole so darn fast that the defenders just don't have time to read the pressure, because what the defensive line will do is read pressure and move through the pressure. That time, Chris was by him before they knew what happened.
By the time Chris is up to him, they have hardly been able to come off their 3-point at that point. Okay, first down and 1.5 yards. Flags on the field. What are we going to have? Do we get East Lyme offside?
Well, I don't think Hand was set, Frank. That was a very, very quick snap.
Yeah, it was. Illegal procedure. There you go. It'll be...
Oh! I'm wrong again, Frank. Don't listen to me. It's against East Lyme.
Oh, that's what we get. See, we follow our instinct. I saw the East Lyme player just laying across the field and pounding the ground. I figured it must have been called on him, but now, oh well, that's okay. First down and now about less than 1 yard. Hand, drive, Scotty Gimkowski. Looks like he has it, following Chris.
And what you saw was a surge of the offensive line. That whole offensive line ended up in the end zone.
Really driving hard, driving low.
And that's where you win football games. You win them in the trenches. And Hand has got 5 great backs that can run through these holes.
Well, give them a few inches. Get the defensive team kind of backpedal a little bit back on their weight, and get someone like Chris or DeConcilius or Scotty hitting them. And
that's what Gil Sayers used to say, is just give me 6 inches of daylight.
That's right, he did, didn't he? Okay, time again for Sean Lynch. He's up, and he's got it again. Okay, that's 3 for 3. Shooting.
And what's very good about that, Frank, is this is what Hand did. They answered the touchdown of East Lyme. They came right back and took all East Lyme's momentum away from them. And what they want to do is hold them for these next 3 minutes, go into the halftime with the score of 21-6 without East Lyme making any yardage, and they're going to be able to come out with tremendous momentum in the second half.
And there we go. Yes, indeed. Now we have Daniel Hand coming back on the field after taking a very, very brief break, celebrating the 3rd touchdown of the game. His first half play, getting ready to line up, see what they can do and kick off. Sean is getting a very busy foot tonight, kicking off and doing the point after duties, as well as doing some running back there. Getting ready to kick. Let's see. Indeed, does East Lyme have? Yes. They have McFadden and Thompson back, and I can't read the number of the near side deep man. But Hand, I would venture to say, would try to keep it a little bit over here to the right and maybe somewhat shallow to keep it away from their speedsters.
A little squibber job, Frank.
Little squibber.
Let's see a squibber.
Make that thing dance. Make it dance a little bit. Bring the guys in.
Jump right over him. There we go.
Line driving it. And it is. Whoop. Okay, coming. It's picked up, and he trips over his own man.
And that time, Hand had some good contain by the defenders. They didn't get all bottled up. They stayed in their lanes. And that's what coaches will talk about in practice, is on the kickoff, your defense has got to stay in your lane and not get bottled up and have the back scoot outside.
Andy Drennan did a nice job coming down inside on that. He's the one that really caused the back. He was starting to turn himself up, turned him into his own man. Very good job, Andy. Sophomore, great to see that sort of thing in special teams effort. Okay, ready to play. First down from the 30-yard line. Up the center, and he gets tripped up again by somebody. Didn't see who that was, but it'll be second down and about 5. Okay. Daniel Hand breaks from its defensive huddle. Get ready to take on the Vikings. Vikings looking around, getting himself positioned.
You know what's good? It looks like Hand is staying in their 4-4 defense.
Okay, there goes McFadden out. He's
Great job. Who was that on the corner? That was number 24. Super job by Tim Cunningham, Frank. There's a flag on the play, but that was a great job on the corner by Tim Cunningham.
It really was. They're going to call a late hit or something in it?
It's going against Hand.
I did not read the signal.
I think it was a late hit after he was down.
Yeah, I think it must have been.
Which is unfortunate because that was a tremendous defensive play by Cunningham.
Yeah, and I think, as I'm recalling it in my mind, I think it was not easy bringing down McFadden on that one. And the player probably had himself psyched and in motion, and, you know, it's a matter of calling. In high school ball, you have to be very careful so you don't cause extra injuries on after the play is over. Okay, from the 50. Okay, there we go. Nice sealing off on the Hand sign point right there.
Another good job by Tim Cunningham. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play because he forced the quarterback inside, and Doris was right there to make the hit. What Doris did is he kept his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, came up around the outside, and made the hit.
Okay, Joel Donnelly comes on in to take up the center half of the line as far as defense goes. We're getting ready for the next play. On a set. Up the center. Uh-oh. Broke down a little bit, and he's still free. The Hand players is stripping on themselves.
Well, we haven't seen much from 37 all night, and that time he's big, he's rangy. We saw him break some tackles. There were some arm tackles, and then his speed just carried him right down the field. And that's what Hand didn't want to see with only a minute 18 seconds left, Frank. They didn't want to give up a touchdown going into halftime.
Well, you're right. As they came up, he came through the center. It was a play that looks like it's been run a few times, but it certainly took Hand by surprise. And as you say, a couple of arm tackles. There was one point there where the Hand players, there were the three of them fell into each other, trying to change their position and direction, and gave them enough time to get on the outside.
With this team, all you have to do is let down on one play, and they'll burn you.
Case in point, right then. Okay, going for two again, as they must. 21-12, minute 18 left on the board. Going up the center with Vandy's tackle. Very nice job out there. Chris Torres, knife through.
Chris Torres and also Tim Cunningham.
Okay, McFadden is not getting up yet. He's probably winded because he just did the long rundown. They just handed it off to him again. So there again, they've tried two two-point afters and missed on both of them. Very, very important misses as far as that goes. 21-12 is now the score. Minute 18 left. Daniel has another chance to pick the ball up and see if they can march downfield in a minute and 18 seconds here. All right. Exciting game. If you like offense, we're seeing some offense tonight. A lot of times That's not the case in the first of the season. Things are a little slow, people a little conservative.
And you know, Frank, those 12 points, the 2 touchdowns by East Lyme, is not indicative of the play thus far. Really, there's only been 2 breakaways that have either set up the touchdown or scored the touchdown for East Lyme. Madison's defense has contained them except for a couple of plays, and Madison's offense has controlled the ball.
That's right. Okay, the kickoff. And it's going down deep. And it's being picked up by hand. And that's Greg DeConcilius. He's got himself a nice run back of about 7 or 8 yards to about the 38-yard line.
Well, you know, with a minute left on about the 40-yard line, Hand has got some time with a senior quarterback, Matt Gentile, to be able to move the ball.
They've got some good tools out there in the way of receivers as well. And, of course, the power-running backfield that Hand is able to have. The line is working very, very well out there. Being able to come off the ball with good timing. Let's see how far they can go with a minute and 12. Good test.
I don't think they're going to play it safe, Frank. I think they're going to try to put some more points on the board.
I think you're right. I get that same feeling. Okay, Scotty Hevesy this side. Wide out over on the other side is Sean Lynch. Pass, whoops.
Well, that will sometimes happen after a score. Not only does that juice your offense up, but it'll juice the defense up, and that time East Lyme was able to get some penetration. That's really the first penetration that we've seen from the defensive line of East Lyme today.
It was, and I really kind of think the hand line really just punched forward and expected the ball to get down the field, and they were going to follow it, and it didn't happen that way. And you're right, there's 2 sides to everything.
And I think you can see that Coach Filippone is talking to the offense right now, probably telling them to settle down and play like they were playing for the first 2 quarters.
That's right. It's going to be second down about 14, maybe 15 yards.
You know, the other person out there right now is Steve Sekula, and it's tremendous to have him back this year because he's great for the kids, he's great for the program, he takes a lot of pressure off the other coaches, and he is going to make a big difference this year.
Okay, here we go. Getting ready to play again with 59 seconds this first half. The play left on the board. Daniel Hand ahead, 21-12. See what's going to come out of the bag of tricks now. Okay, Sean Lynch is again going out there to the right. Left, excuse me. It's tight on the right-hand side of Hand. Ball's on the ground.
I think it's recovered by Hand.
It looks like it. There's a hand man certainly on it unless it got wrestled away from him.
That was number 56, Andy Drennan.
Drennan is doing a heck of a
good heads-up job by Andy that time, Frank, because, again, with a minute left, you don't want to turn over the ball in your own territory.
Precisely. Okay, well, even though it was a fumble ball, Hand picked up about 3 yards on the play. Was cleared down in about 11 or 12 instead of 15. Okay. Third down. Right now, you could see that the Vikings are a little pumped after that last that last touchdown of theirs. So they see themselves in the hunt.
Well, that's not too bad either because it tells Hand that they're in a game, and you don't want to come out in the second half thinking that you won the game and have your butts handed to you. They're going to go in, and at halftime they're going to make a couple adjustments, and they're going to realize that they've got to come out in the second half just like they came out in the first half. Driving
hard, full of enthusiasm, and keep that momentum going is what they're going to have to do.
If anybody can pump these guys up, of course they'll do it themselves, but the Hand coaching staff will do it.
You bet. Okay. As we near 51 seconds left on board. Third down, 12 yards to go. Matt comes up under Timmy Hevesy. Takes it off, ready to pass, throws it, and it's a completed pass with a flag in the field. Flag is on the field. It's a first down if it's able to hold up the Hand. But did not see an infraction myself. I started following the ball to see if...
it looks like it's against Hand. They're talking to East Lyme right now, and they're bringing the ball back.
That would normally be some sort of a blocking penalty, I would assume.
Illegal man downfield. I think the offensive line left just a little bit early.
I would say.
And, you know, that's not such a bad sign Technically, it's not good, but they're doing the job. They're hustling, and they're anxious to get down and block for the receivers.
That's right. Also, the pass was completed, which again, even though it doesn't count on the statistical table, it shows that Matt's pass was there. He picked up the receiver well. Okay, there's always a little silver in the lining of the cloud. Okay, same look, hand deep, and he way overshoots. Man, way overshoots Sean.
There's another flag down. Looks like it was offsides. The end on the near side, I think, jumped a little bit that time, Frank.
The end on the near side. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't mention names or numbers if it was an end on this side. Okay, we won't do that, Lynn, all right? This is a family show, folks. Anytime you've got volunteer people, and by the way, if we seem enthusiastic, we should be too. There's no reason we should be neutral.
See, now I'm wrong again.
There you go.
They're stepping it off against East Lyme. So whatever I say, just think the opposite.
Yeah, I think you're about 3 for 3 for those.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
So it wasn't the end on this side. Condolences to the end on this side. Whoever that may have been. Okay, we've got another flag.
And I am not going to tell you what it is.
I think not. I think not. Oh, we just got too close. We lined up too close. Oh, my word. Okay, it was going to be first down for Daniel Hinn from the 48.
Well, you said it earlier, Frank. This does typify your first game. You will have more flags than usual, but that's part of getting some of the jitters out, and I think they'll settle down, and the second half hopefully will not have as many mistakes.
No, poor Sean, the way he's been at work tonight, he's probably got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the eyes. Couldn't even see the line as he walked up to it. Now he comes wide. He's watching the referee. Sean's a great kid. Oh, now we've got offsides on Lyme. I saw him jump that time. East Lyme, Viking, jump. It was a nose tackle, is what it looked like. He's coming off the field, pounding his helmet into his head, so I guess it must have been the
Well, we've had a lot of plays, and we haven't had much time run off the clock yet. We still have 31 seconds.
Yeah, it's no TV timeouts either. But, as Lynn just said, we may end up having a tape problem here, so. Okay, everybody's getting ready to play. 31 seconds left. It's been a long 30 seconds here. Okay, pitch out to Gumkowski, and he's hit immediately and thrown for about a yard loss in his forward progress. It'll be interesting to see the spot on this.
I think defensively they're making adjustments on the defensive ends. We talked about their defensive ends crashing and putting themselves out of the play. At that time, they were forcing inside, and he made the play that time.
Yeah, I think that should call for maybe a little adjustment on our side. Maybe come to the opposite side for a change. Something of that. Well, okay, bottle of water going in the field. We have another time. My gosh, with all the pen. All right, after the timeout, 24 seconds left. Daniel Hinn, second down, 14 yards to go. Pitch tight to Dorez, and he caught the ball up, and it's recovered by East Lyme. Guy just hooked. The defensive player hooked Chris's arm. I saw it get right inside, hooked it, dragged the ball out.
Well, with a minute and 18 seconds left, Frank, we've seen a tremendous turnaround in what's happening on the field. Hannah's starting to get a little sloppy. What they've got to do is hold on for 19 seconds, get in, settle down, and come back out in the second half the way they came out in the first half.
I'll second that all the way. Yes, it is. Momentum with that last touchdown did pump up the Vikings out there. No question about that. Now they've got the ball. First down on 45-yard line. Their own 45, looking to try to close in. Another pass is going up, and it's a reception counts.
But that's okay because they got a lot of field, and there you go. Time's out.
Yep, they went for it. As we start the second half here, some of your comments, Jerry.
Well, you know, the first half really was all hand, defensively and offensively, except for really one series and one play. But the score is 21-12, and it doesn't matter what went on in the first half because they're starting fresh. It's 21-12, and now Hand has got to start as if it's 0-0 and play the game that they're capable of playing.
That's right. The kickoff by Sean, going deep, goes down to Thompson, who's the man we normally don't like to see with the ball. He's looking for the outside. He cuts in, and he's hit hard. by Chris Torres on about the 31-yard line.
That again was good defensive coverage. Tim stayed in his lane, was contained, forced the play inside, and Doris came up, made the hit. Good job of the kickoff team staying in their lanes.
Okay, as we said at the end of the first half, the momentum had shifted just slightly on the pump up from that minute-and-a-half touchdown that was out there by the Vikings. A lot of penalties. We probably took 10, 15 minutes to go through that last minute.
And the defense has got to do what they did in the first half. They've got to contain the QB number one.
That's right. I think from what we heard in the pregame that maybe Vikings were a little bit more timid than we expected them to be. But now they're starting off, and they actually went nowhere. That was not a surprise call, and it wasn't surprising to the hand defense.
Good job by the defense. Number 32, Ryan Torres, Chris's younger brother, I believe.
That's right.
And also number 36, Tom Malik. Both young kids who haven't seen a lot of action doing a good job.
Excellent. I tell you, I think it really is exciting to see where the underclassmen have been playing, taking advantage of the seniors they do have in there, but the underclassmen are doing well. Okay, ready to go. Snap. Thompson's under. Man in motion. Okay, hands off again, no surprise, coming out to McFadden. He's looking wide. He does take the outside, and he gets the first down out to about the 50-yard line.
That time the corner lost their footing. There were two hand players that lost their footing that enabled him to hit the corner.
That also looked like may have come in a little bit too far, too, like we were talking about in the first half with the defensive end from the Vikings. Okay, that was a good run. That's the first time we've seen him really break away. Pre-game on him is that 37 McFadden is supposed to be a Division I caliber player, and that's the first we saw him take advantage of that. Okay, ready to go. Snap. And it's a keeper by the quarterback coming on the inside, cuts out, and he is tackled very, very strongly with about a 1.5 yard, 2-yard gain.
That time Cunningham kept his feet, forced the play inside, and the pursuit coming from the inside out was what stopped the play for a 2-yard gain.
That's right.
If you can keep that quarterback to 2 yards, you're playing good defense.
Don't let him open up. He gets open up with his speed, you're going to have trouble. You see that already. Okay, the break again. Second down and about 7 yards to go from the 46-yard line of Daniel Hand. Ready to go. Runner goes, he moves, cuts back, up the center with McFadden. And he had a good power run on that one. He weaved his way through the play.
You know, he runs straight up, Frank. He stands straight up, and he hardly looks like he's moving, but he's very, very strong, and he just carried players for about 7 yards. He was hit on line of scrimmage, and he just sort of loafed right through the line for first down. Close to first down.
Very, very big boy out there. According to the program here, he's 6'5", 217. That's a lot of ball player. Straight up is right. He doesn't get himself very low, which he'll have to do if he plays this game much in Division I.
But if he continues to run straight up, he's a big target to put a nice hit on.
That's true. Okay. And flanker coming to the left, right. Okay, dives ahead again. They're giving him the ball every time. Anything else is just to try to make people blush, I guess.
The thing that's going to be tough about making some yardage tackle and tackle is that's going to open up on your ends, and that's the thing that can really kill you because they've got a lot of speed. East Lyme has got a lot of speed on the ends, and what Hannah's got to continue to do is contain those ends.
Keep the discipline. Man must maintain discipline. Okay, this is the third first down of this half for the Vikings. They're taking some good possession ball. Again, handoff to McFadden. And he is tackled, no gain, possibly a slight loss. Hand read that one all the way. Coming to the right side, got nowhere.
That was a good job by 57, and I don't have him on my program. Another masked man, Frank.
Mystery.
Good job by number 57 and Chris Torres.
Yeah, it's
57 slowed him up, and Chris came in, and he was the cleanup man.
I have some other sheets. We asked the kids to make up some bio sheets, and I think I saw 57 was Matt Soper as far as those go. But on one side of the sheet, Matt Soper is 59. So, again, it's up in the air. Hopefully we'll get the names right very, very quickly before we go far so we can give all these young players They're just due out there.
Well, that
Okay,
was a completed pass. And again, that was an option by the quarterback where he sprinted out to the right. He had the option to run or pass. He took a good lick, but he was able to get the ball away in time for the reception.
I really am glad to see the pursuit on him also to pressure him. Although he got that, and he's gotten a couple of, well, including the first touchdown on he is taking a beating out there, and that's kind of tough to do when you're still a high school player yourself. And it's great for the hand kids. They keep on driving, they're going to make him cause some errors out there. All right, ready, another offensive play. Well, and the big boy McFadden dives ahead again, possibly another first down. Very close. Matt Gentile came up from safety to close him off. He just stretches and he gets 2 yards out there anyway.
Well, of course, that's a little bit of a mismatch. I mean, Tom Malik, the sophomore, is going about 150. He made a good hit, but the bigger back was able to carry him for a couple of yards.
That's correct.
And what hand needs is more than one man on the ball carrier. They've got to gang tackle that big boy so that he doesn't make any more yardage.
All right, quarterback looking pass. He's being chased. Got the ball. He's going to go down on a sack. Yes.
Great job. That was a great job by Tom Malik. He made some good penetration, and he stayed with it. He didn't give up. Made the hit.
He smelled it all the way, and there's the speed from linebacker. He may not have had the big stopping power in the center, but he was able to come through on that quarterback auction play. Greg DeCasilius came up and did a nice job covering him. Okay, here we go. Hands defense put on a little chance there to get the quarterback for about a 5-yard sack. So now second down, 15 to go from the 30-yard line. Okay, the big tailback is hit. And he goes down for about 1.5 yards.
And that was Joel Donnelly and Tom Malik again. I remember watching Tom Malik when he was in youth football. And you know, a lot of these guys, where they started playing football was in the youth football program. And you can see youth football in Madison at Strong Field just about every Sunday.
They're great, particularly this time of year. I love to myself go down there and see what's going on. Encourage anybody, go down, walk the beach, have a sandwich, and watch the young kids play.
Your future high school stars start on Sundays playing for youth football, and that's where Tom Malik started.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing Joe Donnelly's older brother play youth football, so shows you how old a guy I'm getting to be, I guess.
How old is that, Frank?
Hey, no comment. Okay, short screen pass. And hit. Still for staying back. Third down was a screen pass. They started to set up, but Henry was able to shift themselves right through the screen.
They defended it very well. They weren't fooled. And you had half the defense in on the hit. That was very, very good defense that time. And it brings up a fourth down play.
Fourth down play with about 12 yards to go from the 27, 26, something like that. So if they can stiffen and hold, terrific.
And Frank, East Lyme's quarterback is starting to get tired.
I think so. I think he looks like
and he really is their offense.
Also, I'm wondering a little bit about their line, how their line is going to hold up, too. Okay, he's going back. He's looking past, being chased. Oh, no good. So Han will take over at about their 26-yard line.
That was good defense. There was some pressure on the quarterback. They didn't get to him. But the reason that the pass was incomplete was there was tremendous coverage downfield.
Yeah.
Defensive backs did their job.
That's right. They did have a pretty good pocket set up there. It was a little bit weak on the left side, but the quarterback did come back and step back into the pocket to give himself a little extra time, although he lost his rhythm, I think, a little bit off the thing. But you're right. Downfield, it was good coverage, and finally he had to throw it, and it went nowhere. Han takes over, 26-yard line, first down. First possession of the second period. Second half, 5 minutes left in the third period, excuse me. Okay, pitch out to Gumkowski. Gumkowski moves forward about 5-6 yard gain.
And that's right where Han left off in the first half. Offensively, they're moving the ball, and if what they can do right now is shove it right down East Lyme's throat, they're going to reestablish that momentum, and it's going to be very, very difficult for East Lyme to come back.
All right, that was a good defensive series there. The hand take over. Now it's second down and about 4 yards to go. Getting forward, getting ready, setting up. Matt Gentile under, takes the snap. Hands into Chris Torres. Moves forward about a 2-3 yard gain.
So just as we thought, Frank, hand isn't changing the game plan. The game plan was working in the first half. They're down to the basics with a toss up the middle, and then they'll run a little sprint out just to mix it up. And it leaves them right now with about third and less than a yard.
It sure does. I wonder about these spots we're getting out there, to be honest with you, but who knows? Okay, and getting ready for the third play. About 1 foot to go for the first down. What's Han going to do? We got a couple of flankers, Hevesy and Lynch. Up to the center goes Scotty. Scotty's got a first down and about 6 more.
That was a nice surge that time by the offensive line. There wasn't much of a hole, but the offensive line pushed the defensive line back and enabled Scotty to get that first down.
A good blast off by the line. 3 plays that time. You had one went right, one went left, and one went right up the middle. So they mixed it up a little bit, keeping everybody off tempo a bit as far as the defense goes. Hands first down, 41-yard line. Matt hands it in tight to Greg DeConcilius. Got 3 or 4 before his momentum got stopped. Forward progress and about the 44-yard line. It should be about a 3-yard gain on that. Greg DeConcilius has really showed a lot of maturity last year to this year too. He's got some more size on him this year. He's up to about 185 on a 6'1" frame, so he can carry the weight and he can move the weight pretty well. He's looking like a pretty good runner too.
Arm tackling, he's a good seasoned runner. He runs real hard. He's got good balance. That time he had a tremendous hole. He hit the hole nice and solid with his shoulder square line of scrimmage, and he just kept it moving. And you know, one thing that we haven't mentioned is this is really the first time that Hand has had the numbers that they've had in quite some time, and you have 14 seniors this year. 14. And what that means is a lot of leadership, and it also helps the underclassmen with that kind of leadership.
It really does. To see the way they react on the fire. I want to talk about Scotty in a minute. Oh, pitch out to Burrell. Went nowhere. That's too bad. That was the first loss on it.
That was a toss right. The ball was a little bit high and difficult to handle, and that time the defensive end that made that deep penetration was right there for the head. There really was nothing that Mike could do.
No, he couldn't. He was right up against it right for the beginning on that. Well, I was going to say, Scott Demkowski, the first time I ever saw him in a game was his freshman year, and I happened to walk down to the field or again watch the game. Saw him, the play that I saw him first, he was carrying about 4 players on his back as a freshman. Excellent. Same kind of hard-driving runner ever since, but with speed. Okay, Matt coming back, working pass, throwing side. A little bit high. Sean Lynch couldn't quite wrap his hands around that one.
And you know, not to play up Scott too much, but many times when you have a good solid runner, when they're not running with the ball, they take a rest. That time Scott made a great block on the end, which gave Matt the time to throw the ball. So that's what you want, is an all-around back that's going to run the ball, and when he's not running, he's going to work hard for somebody else.
That's right. They're very unselfish on that. Doesn't mind throwing himself in against it to protect his teammates. Okay, here we go. It's third down and about 15. It's got to be a pass play. Matt throwing long. Down it. He's got it. Does he get the first down? Did he step across it? It's on the spot. It looked like he stepped around it before he went out of bounds, but he was right at the stick.
Right at the stick. And it looks like they're spotting it for a first down.
It sure does. I think that's right.
It's about time we had a decent spot here, Frank.
You bet. Sean caught that ball. As he turned around, he could see the stick sitting right in front of him there, and he had to very quickly throw his body around it, and he did.
That was a big play because that would have brought up a fourth down.
Would have brought up a
Keeps the drive alive. They're controlling the ball, and they're running time off the clock, and they're moving the ball down the field.
And it's from about the 78-yard line. 27-yard line. And that play goes nowhere. It's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Okay. It'll be 2nd and 10 from, I started to fumble my words around. We're looking at the 28-yard line. You know, it's funny. It's hard to get in condition to do this sort of announcing, too.
Well, it's okay if we fumble, just as long as they don't fumble, Frank.
10-4. 10-4. Okay, Matt. Takes it from Tim.
Toss right.
Toss right down. Gronkowski gets the ball. He's still on his feet. Gets about 4.5.
That was some good hard running because that hole closed up real fast.
Closed up and he had arms wrapped around him. He broke the arms, too. Nice job on Scotty. Third down and about 6.
But you know, Frank, that really is Hans' bread and butter play. Toss right and toss left. They've done for years, and I bet that's where 50% of the yardage comes from on the ground.
Yeah, and I think if you, like you say, through the years, if you went back the 15 years or so, probably the same thing. It's well executed. Okay, hand off. Gronkowski again, but he's thrown now. Oh, that was McFadden that came in from his linebacker position. So it'll be 4th down and about 7 yards, probably. No, 5 yards. 4th down.
This is a big, big play, Frank. 4th down. You got about a minute before the 4th quarter. If East Lyme is able to stop Hand, it's going to be a big, big defensive series.
Really well. That's looking like a 23-yard line. 4th down, certainly not a punt situation, certainly a go-for situation. Sean Lynch goes far to the right. Everything's tight up the center. You got Scott Hevesy in motion. Ball is moving. You've got a rollout. Pass. Up the air. No good. All right. Well, we've had 2 very good defensive series here. One on Hand's side, stopping East Lyme on the 26-yard line, and this time Hand is stopped on their own 24 on the way in. And we're rolling. Folks, we're having to cut this short when it's change of possession, a timeout, because we're worried about the amount of time we'll have left. We want to get the game in for you. Okay, first play from scrimmage.
Nice hit by number 57 and Chris Torres. If they can keep that kind of contained on this QB and also keep number 37, their big back, in tow, East Lyme isn't going to go anywhere.
Timeout. Rolling again, starting 4th period. Daniel Hand still ahead, 21-12. No change of score during that last, the 3rd period of the game. Just a defensive struggle all the way. A lot of ground game. Okay, East Lyme with the ball, 24-yard line. Big man up the center, got about 3 yards. Okay, that was 2nd down. May have gotten 2, may have gotten 3. This should be 3rd down from about the 29-yard line.
Well, this is a big play for the Hand defense. This brings up a 3rd down. If they don't get the 1st down, it'll definitely force East Lyme to punt. So what they've got to do is keep contained, bottle them up, and hold them for 5 yards for this one play.
Okay, let's see what... Okay. Yes, there's been several punts so far. Okay, big man up the middle, 1st down. Out of bounds. McFadden's throwing it. He's the workhorse, as it was called at the beginning of the game.
Well, he didn't do very much for most of the first half, but he started to light up a little bit towards the end of that first half, and he's been playing relatively solid in the second half. They've got to hit him, get some penetration, hit him in the backfield, and don't give him that corner. That time he was able to get the corner.
I'll tell you what, Joe, if they can ride him a bit, I mean, when they get on him, get a few plays, because he's looking winded to me. He came back that time, not looking real strong into the huddle, and he looks like he's breathing hard. Let's see what happens. Okay, he's out on the blocking pattern. The quarterback with the keeper, looking for the end. He is another 1st down. Quarterback Thompson. He really took that ball and went with it that time. That really showed his capabilities there, I think. He's pumped up, trying to get the team pumped up. Okay, we had one missed tackle on that, but it was enough to drive him even deeper towards the outside, so we didn't get more. But now it is 1st down from the 48-yard line off Daniel Hand. 1st down on the way. It's East Lyme. Hand leads the defense to stiffen up. Quarterback ready to go. Takes the snap. Hands into the center.
Nice hit. Nice hit.
Got half the student body in on that one.
That's the way you bring that big guy down. Who was that? Number 78.
Okay, you had Tim Hevesy, and Mike Anderson was also in on that. Good job, Timmy, on that. Stayed right at home, took him on square.
Well, Hevesey's certainly a name that you've heard throughout the years in Tiger football. How many Heveseys are there, for goodness sakes?
Timmy right there is number 4. And I don't know if I'm quite sure there's no more coming, but nonetheless, Timmy's number 4.
That was a great hit. Right on the numbers. He didn't go anywhere.
The Hevesey dynasty lives on. Okay, quarterback with the ball. Joel Olney after him. They miss it. Quarterback dodges. And he's finally brought down before he one more break and he would have had it.
See, again, the defensive end lost his footing. If you give that quarterback the end with his with his speed, what they're going to do is stretch out that defense, and he can just pick his way down the field. He's got tremendous speed.
You don't have to give him very much. You see him. He's made 2 good plays in this series here that really show his capability.
You can't give him too much field, and that's why if you give him the end, he's got a lot of field. If the end can force him inside, there's a lot less field for him to use.
Send him into the traffic. Okay, first down from 31-yard line. Hands off again, going wide. The big man's trying to get him, and he's dragged down for about a 2-3 yard gain. He's dragged down, getting up a little bit slowly.
Well, that was a good job by number 82. He came up real fast and didn't allow number 37 to get outside.
Well, we're sorry, folks. 82 is that unknown player that we have here, and he's doing a well of a job. We have to give that man credit, and we'll have his name to give him some credit next week. Okay, second down and only about 3 yards to go for the first. He gave him a lot more yardage than I thought he got that time. Okay, quarterback is going back.
Great penetration.
Beautiful.
Good job by Chris Torres. The whole inside of the line had a slant on, and they slanted up the middle, and they got tremendous penetration. And if you can get that kind of penetration and not allow that quarterback to get on the outside, you're going to bottle him up, and he's not going to be able to get anywhere.
Let me tell you, I bet Chris Torres would be in a great foot race with Thompson out there, and it would be hard to say who would win. Chris is a very, very fast young man. And we've always talked about him both as the fullback side with those first couple of quick steps. Equally as important for a linebacker. Good job, Chris. Okay, third down, 10 yards to go. Thrown for about an 8-yard loss that time. Okay, quarterback, option, coming back wide, pitches late. Brought down by Rob Zima.
That was defended very well, because what you want to do on an option is you want to have someone assigned to the quarterback and someone assigned to the trailing back. That time, they forced the quarterback to pitch because they got right in his face, and they had the contain on the trailing back, and it's fourth down, and it's 10 yards to go.
Timeout, 8.5 minutes left in the game. Fourth down and about 11 yards to go. Watch East Lyme try to come up with maybe some razzle-dazzle, some dipsy-do, who knows. They've got to try to get the 11s.
Well, they're spreading out to the far side of the field, Frank.
Put a lot of manpower, but yet he's rolling to the left. Oh, how about that?
Good job by Hevesey. Hevesey is playing a heck of a fourth quarter.
Fabulous fourth quarter out there from his defensive tackle position.
Great heads-up play by Tim Hevesey.
But also Malik came through to force the quarterback to get rid of it a little bit sooner. McFadden on that from East Lyme standpoint also started to turn. I mean, he just really didn't set up well.
Good job by these young kids. And, you know, the tradition continues.
Absolutely. Looking good. I'll tell you, this is turning into an exciting game. Hand takes over on down. First down from about the 31-yard line. Matt comes up onto Hevesey now, switching from defense to offense. Snapper.
There goes Gubkowski.
Still on his feet, getting a first down. Oh, man.
Not only do you have to hit Scotty hard, but you've got to wrap him up because he'll just keep going.
Unbelievable. Do you see Hevesey come? Tim Hevesey went and hiked that ball. He came out and unfortunately got in Gumkowski's way a little bit. But that shows how far he came down. He came down 15 yards from his hiking position, which everybody can appreciate is not an easy thing to do. Unfortunately, got in the way, but nonetheless, that man is really pumped right now. Okay, ready to go. Matt takes the ball, hands in, tight. It's got to be Dorez by the look of him. He looked like he was getting absolutely nothing out of that play, Jerry, and he got about 4.
That's right. But what Hand is doing is they're playing control football. There's less than 8 minutes on the clock, and if they can continue to do what they've been doing all night, they're going to wind this clock down so that East Lyme is not going to have an opportunity to do much with it.
Just keep control. Don't make any mistakes. Keep punching that ball 3, 4, 5 yards at a clip and see what they can do. Every now and then break one through. Okay, wide pitch to Gumkowski, giving him some room, and he makes 3 or 4 on that. So it should set up for about the Viking 46-yard line. It looks like.
It brings up an interesting down and distance. You're on their 45-yard line, 3rd and about 4. That's tough because they've got to keep the ball and they've got to get this first down.
That's right. Let's see what's going on. Pete Lawler coming wide. I think this is the first time we've seen him come in.
I think it'll either be a toss or a sprint out pass.
Well, it's Durez up the middle.
And I'm wrong again.
And he might have it. It'll be the
Very, very close.
He should have it. The ball crossed the plane. I know that, but if it depends on whether he's moving it back. He's moving.
I think they'll measure it. Oh, sorry.
Fourth down on about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line.
What we need is an offensive surge, just a little bit of a surge, and those backs are going to run it right up the throat.
Okay, and that's exactly what East Lyme is expecting. They're stuff in the middle. See what Hand does. They get off, and Chris
First down.
He's got in. And about 3. Like Chris. Yes, sir. The go-to guy in those situations.
Big play. We've got 6 minutes and 36 seconds left. We got our 1st and 10 on about the 38-yard line.
38. Good extra measure on that one, too. He, again, exploded right up there. Enough surge from the line. They did a nice job on this right-hand side. And we're getting ready to go again. Okay, we've got Rob Mason in there on this tackle position now. Scotty going over there. He's cutting nicely. Looks like another first down, depending on again, the spot.
You know, that was a super job by Joel Donnelly. I don't know if you saw it, Frank, but he made a great block kicking that end outside, which opened up the hole for Scott.
I watched that happen, too. It was really exciting to see that. It's one of those weekend instant replays. Absolutely. Second down. Again, I don't know what they're making the spots on, but beat that one to death, unfortunately.
Well, you know, the line usually doesn't get a lot of credit, but the line is doing it today.
Okay, very good on that one. Another first down. Power right up off that off-guard slot on the left-hand side. I did not see who carried that one, though. Was another... Durez is coming up a little shaky, so it must have been Chris again. Man takes some punishment. Those are punishing yards when you're going up through the center like that.
That's right.
First down from about the 26-yard line of Viking. On the way in, Tim Hevesy stands over the center position. Carson gets down, sets everyone. Matt Gentile sets the numbers. Hands in, Deconcilius. Up the center, only got about a yard or so. Punishing yards, though.
And you know, the clock is really starting to become East Lyme's worst enemy. We're down to 5 minutes right now. Hand's got the ball. It's second down, and inside the 30-yard line, it's going to be real tough for East Lyme if they don't get a turnover real soon.
Absolutely. Okay. Hand ready to go. Sean Lynch coming wide to the right here. Pulling defenders over, looking at him. They really don't expect a pass. No need to yet. Okay, Barillo has the ball, and he's driving hard. Coming up close to the first down position up there.
Good hard running by Mike Barillo. He's got some speed. I didn't realize he had some speed. He hit that corner very, very fast, Frank.
Well, yeah, the speed isn't surprising me, but he's running a lot harder than he has.
And what I can see is I can see Hand getting off the ball and East Lyme letting down. East Lyme is not the disciplined team that the Tigers are.
Absolutely. We're seeing that quite a bit now. I think also conditioning-wise, Hand may start to really feel some benefit at this time if they keep driving hard. It's going to be third down.
And it looks like we have a timeout.
Okay, rolling the tape. Here we go. Third down and about 3 yards to go for Hand. At about the 20-yard line. driving hard. Matt into Chris Torres. He's driving. He's up. He's at the 5-yard line. First down.
Well, Frank, you can really see a difference between these two teams now. The whole offensive team of Han is real crisp. They're real snappy. East Lyme has their heads down and they're not moving very fast. I think that a lot of that has to do with the conditioning and some of the off-season work that Han has done. They spent a lot of time lifting weights and running, and you can see it. It's fourth quarter, and they own it.
Let me tell you, I swear the way they're running crisp out there and everything, as you say, it's almost as if it's first period for them. Let's hope they keep it going. I think they will. Offside, you see the jump over on the Vikings. They'll be half the distance to the goal from about the 6-yard line, so it should be first down and 3. 3 to go. Looking good out there. Well, I'll tell you, that's neat. I'm seeing Rob Mason in there now, number 72, for Daniel Han. He hasn't played a lot. That's trying to remember who was playing that right tackle.
Today?
Earlier, yeah. Who was playing the right tackle?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Okay. 7. Okay. Ready to go. Third.
Power eye right.
Down and 3. Off to Gumkowski, should be in.
Good job. What
Right
that
there.
was a power eye to the right, Frank. They just led 2 backs between the guard and the tackle. And was that Gumkowski carrying the ball?
Gumkowski carrying the ball.
Right behind the 2 blocking backs. The whole offensive line and surge of those 2 backs blocking just puts you right into the end zone.
That was very pretty for 3 yards out. I mean, and Scott, they didn't get him down. He ended up tagging the flagpole back there on his feet. Excellent. Okay, Sean Lynch getting ready to try his kick, his extra point. Matt, going to be the holder. Snap. Kick is up. Square throw. Best kick of the night. Sean Lynch makes it 28-12. 12. 3 minutes left to play. Fourth period. East Lyme High School. Madison Cable TV. Bringing you Sean Lynch. Kicks off. Squibs it down the line. Lets it fly all over the place. Okay, fumble. Ball is down.